Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. The next Wasteless World Talks are here with Bill and Kevin and myself. We will write on the back of language to the Wasteless World direction. And today we will face sun, because the sun is the word of today. And I will start with you, Bill. When you close your eyes and you hear the term sun, what came first to your mind, please?
A big, blazing, hot ball in the sky. The physical and how I feel it, and it's somewhat oppressive. It's such a wonderful. The sun is such a wonderful um, thing, but it gets oppressive, especially in the summertime, especially when you have no shade. And we've had just finished a long period of almost 2 weeks with no rain and very hot, and and so that's what popped right to mind.
What about you, Kevin? When you close your eyes and you hear the term sun, what came first to your mind, please?
Well, living in Denmark, it's of course we've all heard of it, even if we've never seen it. You know, we know from rumors and myth that it's a round yellow thing in the sky.
You know,
Uh,
I have, of course, the noon discussion, and it was quite interesting because some of the people are religious. And if you compare India, in which the sun in a religion plays a very important role, and then you compare with the others, it's quite interesting that for many religions, the sun is something like the mother, the father, or the creator, and so on. And there was told quite interesting story by Nupur. She's the Industry 5.0 ambassador in India. There is one, I don't know, legend or how to call it, that once there was too many suns on the sky, and it was hot and disturbing, and everything was almost killed by the heat itself. And there was an archer who shoot the suns down, and there was, I think, 9 suns at the time. And when he took the arrow to shoot the last one down, someone stopped him and asked him if he would like to live in forever in a darkness. So it's quite interesting story. We have big water. In India, they have a lot of sun. So it's so interesting. And I think, you know, when I see all the solar modules on the fields and so on, how we start to collect the light and so on, I just wonder that I never ever read why or how it is possible that the sun ray, I do understand the speed of light and so on. Let's say I do understand, but how it can carry the temperature with it through billions of kilometers of minus whatever temperatures, and still it arrive hot. How is this possible? Do you know that?
I have no idea. Something to do with radiation. That's all I know.
I gosh, I don't know that either. Although I know that uh, the light, the spectrum of different frequencies of the light um, carries energy. I don't know if it's vibration energy. Gosh, how could I have lived this long and not know that answer? I don't know.
It's quite interesting. The second question is there really a sun? I don't know. We measure temperature, we know the size, we know that it's unbelievable hot and so on. Or is it just a fake information handed over from one generation to the other, and we just add, we have right now the telescope that will measure it better. But is it really there? I don't know. But
I think
I am sure. Yes, Kevin.
There's been some interesting ideas going around lately about I don't know if you know, in the Sahara Desert, there's a lot of glass made from quartz. And this stuff has been around for a long, long time. The Egyptians use it to make jewelry with. And I think the only theory to explain it is that it was a solar flare that actually touched the Earth. So at some point, part of the sun reached out and physically touched our planet, which is incredible to think of, really, because we're in this Goldilocks zone where I think Earth and Mars are in the Goldilocks zone, whereas Mercury and Venus, they're far too hot to live on, and then the rest are too cold.
Hmm.
What is interesting that usually when we love someone, we used to call him or call her our sunshine. Is it the same in English? Probably is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, you are the sunshine of my life.
We call her, or I call her, my sun. We don't call the shine. We say sluníčko, slunce, which is the sun. So little sun, we call our loved ones. Do you like more sunset or sunrise or sundown?
I like the sundown, although sunrise is new possibilities. It's new opportunities. It's everything new, and you can try again. Sunset is just before you sleep. I like the sunset because because they're often very beautiful with the clouds, and the clouds are different colors because of the sun. Uh, so that would be my choice.
What about you, Kevin? I know your first answer. I know for Denmark it's hard to answer this question, but try.
Actually, I prefer the sunset as well because it's calming. It's the end of the day. It's the end of the hard work. It's the end of the toil, and everything is preparing to rest, and then go home, have a family meal together. So I really like. Although I must admit, 2 days ago I was out in the middle of nature watching the sun going down, and just as the sun is setting, you see Starlink in the sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah, it's not, it wasn't expected, but there it is.
You know probably that in the last month or almost a year, the sales of the Tesla Cybertrucks went down radically. So especially after he supported Donald Trump. But yesterday appeared a new news, and it was very positively approached by the investors because the sales of Cybertrucks start to boost up. Do you know who was the buyer?
No
Elon
idea.
Musk.
Who?
Elon Musk. So the man who produced these cars, another company of him started to buying the Cybertrucks, and the investors start to put their hands together and increase the value of the company. It was unbelievable, unbelievable. So it is interesting that that the celebrities are not called the sun, but they are called stars.
Interesting.
Is it because the sun is only one? I don't know.
Yeah, I feel compelled to tell you what you just said about Elon Musk and another company of his buying, and what popped to mind was something that I read this morning, by that was written by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, and he said, they're lying. We know that they're lying. And they know that we know that they're lying. And we know that they know that we know that they know that they're lying. And and so that thought popped to mind when you talked about Elon Musk and investors. Oh, save us, please.
Maybe he's found some way to recycle them, and make something useful for a change.
Or he will put them into this new rocket and send them to Mars so that the new inhabitants which will come there will have already the fleet over there.
That that makes sense. That that's how funny that one is. That makes sense.
I will send him this recording.
Yes.
It's quite interesting, and we did not touch the usual part of our discussion. What is the opposite of sun?
Of course, the word moon pops to mind, but that is so wrong. What would be the opposite? The opposite of sun, would it be darkness?
Yeah, that makes sense. Sterility, no life, no nothing. Absolute cold, absolute darkness.
It's quite interesting because these two are somehow not connected, and at the same time the sun is sitting somewhere in this darkness space, and just for us it is the biggest star which we can see, which emits the light and everything, was provide life. And it's quite interesting when the Earth and the Mars will be on the same line, but I don't think that we will be alive when the humans will inhabit Mars. I'm not sure about it. I don't think so.
No. A friend of mine, she lives in northern Siberia, and they lose the sun for about 8 weeks every winter. And so they know what's coming, and it's a gradual process. So at the end, the 1 or 2 hours of sunshine they have, it's dusk anyway, and then suddenly you're into this period. And I've never tried it, but I know it's the same in Alaska, and also it must be the same at the other pole. But just the idea of not seeing a sunrise for 2 months is really alien. It's a very strange thought.
I like darkness. I like darkness. Simple. I don't put lights on when I'm in the space which I know. I prefer darkness. And at the same time, I have a very sensitive skin. So when I go on the sun, I get sunburned and the other unpleasant things when I'm not really dressed. So I cannot enjoy so much. But it's quite interesting that even if you go out of the darkness and your eyes cannot immediately accept the sunshine, so you need glasses or whatever cover the eyes, you feel the sun, you feel the energy, you feel the heat, and then you become somehow one with it. And I was just thinking, because human body emits energy as well, emits some light and so on. Just now it was proved again. Are we small suns which are here? And what make us to the sun?
That's fascinating, because we've all met other people who make us who energize us. Maybe it's a loved one that when they're in the room, I feel more energy. I feel more warmth. I feel my brain works better, and so maybe we are, each of us in their own way, a sun for other people.
But the sun does not select, It doesn't matter whether it shines on a big tree or a small grass, whatever. It doesn't select. So it gives the same amount
How
of
do you
light
How do
Where
you
is
know? How do you know? Maybe the evil people in the world just have never had the sunshine on them.
Hmm.
That reminds me of a series of experiments. It's 30 or 40 years ago, where they would put someone in darkness for weeks, for a month at a time, and then see how their brain reacted and everything at the end of that time. And so when you talk about Alaska or the South Pole or something, that's what I think. Someone said that that's why alcoholism is so widespread in Alaska, because they never see the sun. And I don't mean that as an aspersion to people living in Alaska. Um, but is that true? Did you ever hear that?
Certainly, I think in Greenland, where they also have long periods without sunshine, there's an extreme alcohol problem. And I don't think Siberia is the most sober place either. So there could easily be a connection, but I don't know if it's just coincidence or if it is a proper pattern.
uh, Following that, just before we started, a news came to me that some European scientists, whoever researchers, came with a statement that alcohol is the main cause for cancer in Europe, which was completely new information for me. And it will be very interesting to take your information, Bill and Kevin, and see whether the people in Alaska and so on have such a high rate of cancer. I don't think so. I don't know. I never investigated about it or tried to research. But somehow I feel that they die from different things, not from having cancer. Because even Greenland is much more environmental friendly. The people have to live really hard. And in such environment, hard living and so on, they can live for a long time. Yes, they can be alcoholics. But in some way, I will check it out. I will check it because it's quite interesting whether there is some connection. I don't know.
Yeah, I've not heard that, but that would be interesting.
On the other hand, is a question whether it's not just just to find out another cause for something which is the real cause. So it can be the vaccines and so on. So it's I don't feel very. I feel something strange about this news. You know,
That's the first thing that crossed my mind. When you said it comes from Europe, then I was thinking they're hiding the real reason.
it's 1 week ago on Friday announced European Commission new funding 245 million euro to improve rail in Europe. You know how this project is called? Industry 5.0. That's funny. So I already connected with a responsible man for that. And he accepted my invitation, which does not mean he will not block me after. But it's quite interesting how they are struggling at the moment. You know, it feels like there are many stars in politics, but the sun is missing. There is none. I just prepared the one of the keynotes related to Industry 5.0 and leadership. And I have there what does not make leaders and so on. And I put there a sentence that not a single politician is a leader, and not a single leader need politics to lead others. And something tells me it will be the next keynote which will be banned, but not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. If they are stars, they're white dwarfs. You know, it's
uh, do you know what is interesting? I have the feeling that such a common word as sun, and I saw it from your expression uh, when I told you at the word, I was thinking that there will be a lot of which came to our mind, but it's much less than the last time. Key, for example, or a stone or something. It's quite interesting, and I am struggling to find why.
I was thinking, it's easier to talk about stars, which we've done before, I think, than it is about our sun.
Hmm. So interesting every single time.
So when you talk about um, the politicians or the leaders are not the sun, but isn't it clear to everybody that we are the sun? People, each unique genius of a person, and we are all geniuses, just in different things. We are the sun. Our collective genius and our collective souls are the sun.
Hmm.
I wonder if scientists are going to find a connection between the sun and and the universal energy.
Hmm. That's interesting. I have read one scientific paper, which seems to me to be written by AI, that propose a solution, a global solution to solve, to turn the problem with waste away forever. Just put the waste in a rocket and send it into the sun.
Oh, oh,
And
that's good. Oh,
it was,
gee, that's great. We have polluted the space. We have polluted Mars. We have polluted the air. Let's pollute the sun too.
Yeah, and use all our resources to do it.
Ah,
I just wonder whether I will be the first garbage picker on orbit. I would like to, because uh, until the waste is there, everybody says it's not my own, it's not mine. Prove it. But at the moment when you pick few pieces, everybody will be ready to pay because maybe it will be their own trash, which we should not see. So it will be unbelievable valuable, at least for the first whatever years. But it will be quite interesting. And I'm just now wondering how much sunshine, for example, is being reflected by the waste back into the universe, into the space or so. Because still the planet is heating more and more. And I just wonder whether we have created some sort of shield. But I don't think so. I don't think so. There is more reflection. As you said, you have seen the Starlink. Horrible image.
Yeah, really. I mean, yeah, it's the last thing you want to see. And, in what's left of our pristine nature is this thing up in the
this
sky.
this man-made thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
By a man I don't like at all. It's makes it even more.
Have you seen the latest AI robot, humanoid robot?
I don't think so.
I will send you the link when I find it. It's really unbelievable how skillful it is already. It walks like us, just you see it's not human, but it
I
is,
think
yes.
I think it's amazing to spend so much money to make something we've already got 8 billion of. I mean,
The craziest part about, but we are speaking here about the sun. and making of something. Nuclear fusion should be the small sun on the planet.
Yeah.
How much money was invested in Switzerland in this, whatever how it's called?
The collider.
Yeah.
Collider. Yeah. And right now,
in CERN.
China said that they have the next breakthrough, creating the artificial sun and so on. You know, do we need one? I don't think so.
No. And I think, this is one question that I'm pretty sure that the sun is a living thing. It may not be a being, but it's alive. And if we make one on Earth, if that thing comes alive, it can be extremely hard to contain.
I like the idea, as you said, that every human being is the sun. It's such a wonderful image. I can imagine when we tell this to children, I can imagine the drawings they will make. It will be so beautiful.
So in that sense, as Kevin says, the sun is a living being. If we are the sun, I just get the feeling that that there is a level of understanding far beyond our reach. But in this conversation, if the sun is a being, and we are all in our souls, our personal unique energy is all connected to the sun and is connected to the universal energy, which is the soul of everybody who's ever lived, is all connected. It didn't go away. The body dies, the soul does not. Then what is that understanding of the universal energy? Right now, man has a need to put a name on everything. So we've called it the sun for thousands of years. But the sun has been around for a lot more than thousands of years. And how many different ways has it manifested itself? And I just love the idea that we each in our own ways are the sun to another person, or the sun to, because that explains so much.
It does.
I also think there's an interesting thing about the sun and other stars is that I think the sun is burning hydrogen and is pumping out, is converting it into helium. And everything that we have on Earth, even the carbon inside us, has been generated by stars that are maturer than our sun. So whatever these stars were burning, the result was carbon, and we're made of that carbon. So we are made of stars anyway. But at the end of the sun's life, as it starts to decay, it will start to throw out much more exotic elements. So then it will start to produce gold, or start to produce these, much things which are much higher on the the whatever it's called, the atomic scale of things. So it's almost like as the sun gets older, it generates wisdom and wealth and gives us useful things.
Just like we do.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more valuable I get.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it is. But I mean, it takes that maturity to be able to develop these rarer things, which is what the sun will do at the end of its life.
What I like about this is the sentence, we are made of stars and we become sun.
Yeah.
This is so powerful statement, because at the media, social media, they presented that only someone can be the star.
Right.
Someone can be the superstar. And I remember reading The Sun in the UK. It doesn't look like the right reading, but they wrote about me when I was 18, so it was nice. As the first East European man as au pair in UK. Full page article. I cannot find it. They did not have, or at least it's not accessible in a digital form when I'm outside. So probably have to be somewhere. But I have somewhere a copy, so I need to find it. But the fact that we are made of stars, and the fact that each one of us is a sun, and we just need to find a second sun to really to put together. It's like these two halves. They are called this winds or whatever. Start winds, and then they somehow collapse and create one big whatever. It's so fascinating.
I used to have this really. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Kevin.
I was going to say I used to have this really romantic idea that when you're suddenly attracted to a girl and there's no logical reason for it, I used to wonder if perhaps we came from the same carbon, from the same star.
So wonderful conversation. Bill?
I forgot. Yes. What would this world look like? What would this world look like if parents, if we all treated children as if they were a son, and we valued them as if they were a genius, which they all are. It's just
Yeah.
we haven't found what area they're a genius in yet. But everyone out there is a genius and a son, and overnight there would be no more war, and children and adults would get very close to achieving their potential. Can you imagine if everybody were achieving their potential overnight? So how do we get that mindset that everyone is a genius, everyone is made of the sun, we are together the sun? I think they would lock us up. I I think they would lock us up. That's crazy talk.
Yeah, they want us to.
Yes, Kevin.
They want us to all be sheep, not sons. That's for sure.
I am just not sure about one part of the sentence which you said, Bill. You said treat the children like the sun, but I don't know how we treat the sun. I don't think we treat sun. We hide from the sun when there is too hot, but we don't treat it. The term treat does not fit in the sentence for me.
You're right. You're right. You're right. The word maybe should be appreciate. We if everybody is made of the sun, and you can make the argument that their genius contributes to everybody together is the sun, and then you appreciate the next person that walks down the street. You appreciate that person as a genius made of the sun. Then wouldn't the world change?
Yeah. But in fact, we're really lucky because we have a benevolent sun. The sun treats us. It's a middle-aged star, but it's extremely stable. And so it's a very kind star. I don't know if you've seen at the moment, one of the stars in Orion, Betelgeuse, is going to probably go supernova, maybe even in the next 100 years. And Betelgeuse is it's a massive star, but a very young star and extremely unstable. All the time it's shrinking and growing and doing all this, and it will just blow up at some point. So our small, gentle star treats us extremely well. We should be more grateful for it.
Excellent point. Excellent point.
And we should value every single array. You know, we have created, I don't know, the solar modules are about 200 years old invention. Even all the Greeks used the sun to reflect, to put the fire on something and so on. So they know how to treat it. And you know, still, even the best solar module on the surface of the planet does not produce more than 35% electricity out of the, so the efficiency is not higher than 35%, I think, or 36. But nature, I think, use 100%. Every single moment. No need for machine, no need for glass, no need for anything else. They just use what is existing. And that's the great part, because this is such a powerful ball of light and energy and heat and everything. I feel that we spend more time on finding out the reason why not to use it, because we don't know how to get money out of it, than to utilize it. It's so strange. We behave really strange as human beings. And we have 2 minutes left.
Really? Where did that time go?
Maybe the sun take it over or burn it.
Well, time does not exist. The sun, at least we know it exists. We're just not sure of the definition of it.
Is there any special definition for the sun in Denmark, Kevin?
It's called Sol, which is, I think a lot of countries share the same name.
We call it slunce. And I don't know how it's in Russian. Solnce? I'm not sure right now.
No.
I don't know. But once again, it was a great discussion. We have 1.5 minutes, and I am sure it will stay with us for some more time, because it's so fascinating to talk about this ordinary thing like the big yellow ball on the sky, which everybody told us don't look straight in the sun. But everyone would like to be on the sun.
Maybe we're not supposed to look straight at the sun because there's so much truth there. A human brain cannot grasp that truth.
It's possible. But it's the last minute, so I would like to thank you for the great time. Have a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, be human, and enjoy every moment when the sunshine is touching your skin. And see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.